Hello everyone, I was just wondering how awesome was Porto's marathon this year. As a Brazilian who has crossed the ocean to run there for the 5th time, was no less than special. The city, the views, the crowds and the energy is always something else. I may speak Portuguese, but today in my studio in Brazil, we can use some English as common language of endurance and passion because Porto's marathon has some kind of magic, as a famous band used to sing about.
We are in Porto. This is the Douro River. We are seeing the bridges of the Douro River. The weather expect tomorrow is good, with good temperatures, no rain, no windy. And that building, there are the expo. And we are passing good food, good wine, and FC Porto.
The 21st edition of the EDP Porto Marathon promises once again to move and inspire thousands of athletes, maintaining the sporting excellence and the unique scenery that make this race one of the most emblematic in Portugal. With 15,000 runners across all distances today, 6 kilometres, 10 kilometres, and that includes an impressive 7,000 runners in the marathon, as Sergio mentioned. The race boasts 88 nationalities with a strong Latin contingent, as well as running clubs from the Nordics.
It's very warm, like 14 degrees.
And how does this compare to Greenland Marathon?
I think it's a bit more stable. It's on road, not on ice. Probably a bit flatter too.
My name is Fred. I'm for the sponsor Riverfront from Denmark. I'm up here to run my first marathon. I hope to finish within 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Hi, I'm Celia. I'm also from Copenhagen, from the Spartan Running Club, and I'm planning to run it in 3 hours and 15 minutes. But let's see, I'm used to very flat surfaces.
I'm also kind of nervous about the hill aspect, which is, not something we have to Copenhagen. But we'll try to remind each other of the plan and stick to the pace. And I think the hard aspect is going to be going slow at the beginning.
Not running too fast.
They look prepared and confident to hit the 3 hour 15 mark, and I'm sure we'll catch up with Fred and Celia from Sparta Running Club at the end of the race.
The elites will have their own mental focus as we see some determination to go after that course record here today. The trio of Kenyan women, Viola Geritich number 21 and Lenady Mossop number 12 and Betty Japleting number 10 all warming up.
In the men's race, Kenyans Joshua Kemboi and Aspel Kiprop are warming up as well. In fact, Aspel had his middle name Kiptu on the bib, so we'll go with that name for the race.
And here's the full men's elite start list. It's Kenya versus Ethiopia, with several Portuguese thrown into the mix. The Tesfa Getahan of Ethiopia is the fastest on paper, 2:05.28, a phenomenal time at the Amsterdam Marathon in 2019.
Naquira of Morocco is worth watching, the only elite from his country, and with the third fastest time at 2:09.04 in Seville in February this year, so he is a runner on good form. On the women's side, as well as the 3 Kenyans, we've got Meseret Dinka and Ababech Abebe of Ethiopia. Dinka is a fast finisher from the 2022 Abu Dhabi Half Marathon, placing 5th, and she also won the Cape Town and Geneva Marathons in 2022. Abebe ran 2:32.58 in Chengdu, China, last November 2024, so this should be a more favourable climate for her.
The gun starts the 21st edition of the EDP Porto Marathon. 7,000 marathon runners, some of whom have squeezed onto that front row with the elites. As all these riders leave the start line, let's take a look at today's route. The 2025 Porto Marathon starts at SeaWorld on the coast, adjacent to the city park. Round the roundabout and the statue of González Zarco, then straight up the gentle climb of Avenida de Boa Vista. Around the park perimeter and down into Matosinhos and 5 kilometres covered, close to the cruise terminal. Running on streets parallel to several surf beaches before crossing at Ponta Moval. 7-kilometre loop around Porto de Leixões before recrossing the same bridge and passing the 15-kilometre mark. The route then takes the runners back through the start at SeaWorld and 20k covered for the long, flat route alongside the Atlantic Ocean and along the banks of the Douro River. Ponte de Arabida is the first of 5 bridges the runners pass at the 25-kilometre mark, followed soon after by Ponte de Luís at first, followed by Ponte Infamante, Ponte Maria Pia and Ponte São João. They reach the 30-kilometre turning point and retrace their steps. Passing Ponte de Arabida for 35 kilometres. And the Castillo de Caio marks 40 kilometres before a short climb and a couple of twists and turns before finishing in the city park.
Hear that breeze off the Atlantic Ocean as the runners head up Avenida de Boa Vista, the statue of Gonçalves Zarco on your left. Amongst the amateur runners, we have our Sparta Running Club from Copenhagen, keeping their pace, and you can see the paces with their flags, 2:45, 3, 3:15 and 3:30, as well as more. These are fast times for first-time marathon runners. The Kenyans hold both the men's and women's records. The men's 2:08.58, set by Zablon Chumba in 2021. Today's conditions are certainly cool enough for fast times. On the women's side, it's the longest standing record, one from 2017. Monica Jepkoech of Kenya holds that. Is today going to be the one where Ethiopia come back and claim a victory and a course record?
Taking us through the 2-kilometre mark, it's Simeon Taras, who's got a personal best in the 2025 season of 2 hours 14 minutes 27 seconds, and he's leading really strongly at the moment.
On the women's side, behind the pacemakers, we can see Viola Jeritic in the distinctive green strip, keeping the women's elite on track and leading on the inside.
Pacemakers wearing 34.49. They're doing a great job on these narrow streets, keeping the elite women out of trouble and able to run their race.
We catch up now at the halfway point in the race with the leading men. The 5 elites remaining together. In fact, there are 7 in this leading pack, with Laquira of Morocco still hovering behind the leaders and posing a real threat. Jalita, number 18, perhaps looking the strongest. The Ethiopian with a 2-second advantage at the halfway mark.
There's nothing separating the leading women right now. They've run a 17-17 split for their last 5k from 15 kilometres to 20 kilometres, and that's their fastest split of the race. All 4 of them seem really comfy at the moment. Not so much Jeritic of Kenya. She's dropped and gone.
Taras picks up a regular water bottle at the 25-kilometre mark. Nice technique, no slowing down, no fumbling.
There's a clear difference in the weather here as the women elite are running in the sunshine along the Atlantic coast. With the men, well, it's that misty Douro River Valley. There's some 2k ahead at this point. That's really efficient running, with Dinka separating the 2 Kenyans.
Jepleting's looking across at Mossop, checking that this is the signal to move, or is Mossop looking to make a break? But no, the 2 Kenyans seem very comfortable setting the pace as the Ethiopians bide their time and stay close. Great tactical running.
Back to the men's, and Gillette, number 18 of Ethiopia, is in front. Laquira of Morocco's in third, and sandwiched between them, it's Taras of Kenya.
The small fort in the background is visible, Farol de San Miguel. Porto's position on the Douro River made it a natural port for ships heading into the Atlantic. While Lisbon was the political centre, Porto contributed materially through ships, sailors and trade connections to Brazil and Asia.
Now at around 27 kilometres, and it's a tightly bunched group of 6 with the cobblestone section of the old town approaching.
Still a tightly bunched group as they hit the old town with these narrow alleyways down to the wharfs. Kemboy and Gilletta in the lead. 16:26 for this last 5 kilometre split, up between the 25 and 30 kilometre marker. It's their slowest 5k split so far. You have to wonder if this was the effect of the wind by the Douro River, or was this deliberate tactics?
Well, meanwhile, Mossop decides she needs to hydrate. She's taken advantage of the empty lanes in the opposite direction, goes and snatches a bottle of water from the other side. Well, it certainly doesn't seem to have slowed her stride down at all, and she's really handling that hydration well.
Kemboy and Tara share a water bottle, demonstrating good teamwork from the Kenyan runners. It's encouraging to see Jacob Lequera from Morocco remaining in the group and showing strength.
But without any teammates to support him, he may be counting on the Kenyans and the Ethiopians being preoccupied with competing against each other and not keeping an eye on him. And remember, Lequera's recorded a time of 2:09:04 in Seville this February, and he's got the potential to launch a surprise challenge.
As they go through 30 kilometres, the leading women will be running into the sunshine along the Atlantic coast. They also dropped off the pace in the last 5k, running 19:35 for the 25 to 30 kilometre marker, which is 2 minutes slower than their first 5k.
Well, that shows exactly the gap between the two elites, packs going in opposite directions. The men go through 32 kilometres and the women are at 28k. And it's that great sense for the men. Every step's taking them back to the coast and towards the finishing line. And with 6 of them to share the race, you've got Taurus leading. For the women, Bestia Placing's been a constant in that race lead. But will she pay the price for too much front running as we move into the later stages?
You're never too far from FC Porto. Of course, there had to be a runner juggling a football along the length of the Porto Marathon 10k route.
At 35k, you've got to give Taurus credit here. He's got that hungry look of a runner that says, it's now or never.
But the pace has been slow, around 16:35 for the last 5 kilometres up to this 35 kilometre point. So this is his chance to pick up the pace.
And we can see Gilletta of Ethiopia. He's got his race number in his hand. That's got to be a little bit distracting.
Interesting splits for the elite women. We see Dinky of Ethiopia making a move now after a relatively slow 18:06 for the last 5k split.
Well, this is looking like a real drive now from Dinka of Ethiopia and Depleting of Kenya as they pass underneath the supports of the Ponte de Arabida.
The main road is getting crowded with rush hour traffic during the men's race as several of those 7,000 other marathon participants come into sight.
Well, let's watch how spotting the elite runners influences their performance. Does it bring joy and celebration? Does it serve as a reminder that the non-elite runners still have 9k remaining before they reach that 30 kilometre turning point?
Meanwhile, the elite men's group is starting to break apart due to the efforts of Simeon Turris. This group of 6 has fragmented, coinciding with the change of surface as we switch from road to cobbles. Kiptu and Kemboy putting their foot down, but can't seem to shake Gilletta.
And Taurus has seen his challenge falter as he drops back. The other two are nowhere to be seen at this point.
And then there were 3. Kiptu of Kenya leads, with Gilletta 5 paces behind and still looking dangerous. 10 seconds behind him is Kemboy, and then followed by Gethin of Ethiopia.
As we hit 40 kilometres, the time's confirmed. Kiptu's got a 3-second lead on his fellow countryman and also on Gilletta, the Ethiopian. It's not a commanding lead.
No, Kiptu is the only one to put in a sub-16 minute last 5k, running 15:57. And by the look of it, he's still on track.
And that challenge from Torres is just looking unlikely now. And Liquera, who looks so strong at 35 kilometres, he's lost nearly 3 minutes over the last 5k.
The women's elite are fragmenting, and it looks like Depleting, Mossop and Dinke have broken clear. Kiptoo comes into view. He has a quick look behind and is confident. His stride lengthens, if anything, in a relaxed way.
Well, we're back through the start line at SeaWorld, and we've got a great view here of the Castelo de Cayo Chief Castle. It's a 17th century coastal fortress here in Porto, built to defend the city against the Spanish naval threats, and shaped like, you guessed it, it's shaped like a wedge of cheese.
Meseret Dinky is not giving up the chase. She's battling with the two Kenyans and pushing aggressively to the front.
Kiptoo's on the last section before turning into the finish. He ran 2:12.42 in Lens in France on the 11th of May 2025, so this isn't going to be his best time, but tactically he's made everyone else work for him. He's probably the most astute elite racer on the course today.
As Kiptoo approaches the finish line, we see Kemboy in view. He's beaten off the challenge from Jalita, so it's going to be a Kenyan 1-2.
It's a terrific atmosphere, even at this stage in the marathon, where there'll be 7,000 marathon runners out on the course and hopefully finishing. This is just some of the 10-kilometre runners who've already completed their race, along with their family, their friends and supporters.
Kiptoo crosses the line at 2 hours, 13 minutes, 17 seconds to take first place. Kemboy takes second in 2:13.28, just 11 seconds behind Kiptoo. Incredibly, Jalita of Ethiopia, not down, not out, comes in for third place today, still clutching his race number. What a fighter this man is. 2 hours, 13 minutes, 58 on the clock.
Well, these three have battled it out from start to finish. All credit to Kiptoo for that excellent tactics with the Kenyans working together, and credit to Jalita for never giving up. Let's hear from our men's race winner.
I feel well. So the race was very fantastic. Weather was good. Everything was good.
Joshua Kemboy mentioned earlier today, before the race, that he prepared his winner's speech and he was eager to deliver it on camera. Well, he's going to have to wait until next year to do that here in Porto.
Yes, he is, after finishing second today.
I'm feeling good. Weather is fantastic, and I think the route is good.
Excellent,
yeah,
excellent.
I like, because I think I've been a long time being podium, but today I'm feeling good.
Quick shout out to the pacemakers for the race. Asia Calora, Miguel Mostaza, Daniel Matteo. These three Spanish marathon runners have done a superb job guiding the elites. They've been more than visible with the elite women, shielding them from the other mass runners who wanted to join their group out on course and through these technical, tight turns and changes of surface.
We now have the men's provisional results for the top 10. Confirmation that Getahun was fourth and Taras hung on for fifth place. Carlos Costa of Portugal, who's our first local runner home, overtaking Liquera of Morocco. Turning into the final bench, Depleting is looking strong.
The 37-year-old with a personal best of 2:28.06 from Castello in Spain back in 2022. She's at 33.25 for a 10k. She set that in Ponzan in 2017, and a 1:13 half marathon finisher from Split in 2017.
This distance really seems to suit her, and a fantastic way for her to taste victory. Her first marathon win in 3 years. Depleting crosses the line, winning the race in 2 hours, 31 minutes, 5 seconds. Mossop of Kenya hangs on for second place. Dinko of Ethiopia takes third place. What a race. Let's hear from our women's race winner.
I am happy today. I am happy. I don't think I will win this race, but I thank God. No good time because weather is so bad, with a lot of wind. I feel I am strong and I push in the last thing.
Confirmation of the women's results. Great to see the strength and depth of Portuguese female runners who took 4 of the top 10 places, but it was Betty Depleting with her front running style into a sea breeze who claimed victory today. Now let's go back and hear from Celia and Fred from Sparta Running Club at the finish.
More than halfway.
Until almost 30 kilometers,
Yeah.
I'd say.
I think after your questions yesterday, we actually started talking about what the plan was. Yeah. And we realized there was a pace group at 3:15. Yeah. So we could just turn the brain off.
And spectators, how are the fans? How are spectators?
Pretty great, yeah, especially at the last part of the
Yeah.
run. They were screaming your name, so you really got
Yeah.
like the last
Force
energy out.
was shouting a lot as well.
So that was great.
My name is Jack. I'm Irish, but have been living in London for the last few years. First time in Porto. Beautiful weather, beautiful place, fantastic course. A few hills to keep you sharp, but not lots of downhill. Lots of flat areas, and on top of it all, beautiful scenery. So, yeah, it's been a great day all around. Great race. Fantastic supporters out there. Portuguese people have been very supportive and very welcoming. And yeah, it's a great place overall. Really enjoyed it.
The best way to finish the day, as you can see, is to see the football match and see FC Porto winning today against Braga. That's the most important. And we prepare for next year.
It's great to hear from our athletes at the elite and in the rest of that race field. I hope they've all enjoyed themselves. Some great performances from incredible athletes here in Porto, and with amazing running all from all distances, from 6K to the marathon, and from first-time competitors to elites, taking in the awesome atmosphere in this historic city. I hope we will see you on the start line, cheering from the roadside and enjoying this beautiful city in 2026. But from everyone here at the EDP Porto Marathon 2025, enjoy your running. We'll see you next year.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.